morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Government struggles to expand Council of Ministers. Appointment of Health Minister still uncertain amid pandemic. Nepali Congress defers lower level convention. The party says this will not affect the date of General Convention. COVID-19 infection increasing across the country. Number of active cases rises above 27,000. Curfew imposed in Afghanistan as Taliban militants advance. 262 Taliban terrorists killed in 24 hours. And Chinese shooter Yang claims first gold medal of Tokyo Olympics. Japanese players failed to qualify for finals. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has not been able to expand the cabinet even 10 days after the formation of the new government, a report.
It has been more than 10 days since the new government was formed, but Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has not been able to expand the cabinet. Nepali Congress leaders say that the cabinet expansion has been delayed as the government's coalition partners, including Madhav Nepal faction of UML and Jasapa leader Upendra Yadav, have sought some more time to join the government. The delay has caused concern among the general public at a time when experts have warned of the third wave of coronavirus. They have advised the government to appoint a health minister as soon as possible, but the government has failed to do so due to political bargaining. The government has been criticized for indulging in political appointments and transfers of civil servants. Meanwhile, the leadership of another coalition partner, Mao Center, is under pressure from the party leaders for nominating them as ministers. Some leaders of Madhav Nepal faction have been saying that they will join the government soon, while others say that they will only support the government from outside as their opposition party. However, the dissident faction of UML is not clear about joining the government. The Deuba government had publicly announced that its first priority was to vaccinate all citizens. However, it has not been able to appoint a health minister to expedite the process.
The Nepali Congress has postponed all of its lower-level convention. A meeting of the office bearers of ANC held at the residence of Prime Minister and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba in Buranilkantha on Saturday decided to postpone the lower-level convention scheduled for July 27. The date of the Central General Convention, which will be held from September 1 to 4, will not change as per Congress spokesperson Biswa Prakash Sharma. The lower-level conventions had to be postponed due to the unresolved disputes of active membership within the party, according to party spokesperson Sharma. Ramesh Lekhak, the coordinator of the active membership investigation committee, will present the report on President Deuba on the morning of July 27. The office bearers meeting on Saturday, according to the leaders, also discussed the measures and options for holding the general conventions. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The country has recorded a gradual increase in COVID-19 infection. The country recorded 3,114 new cases yesterday. With the new infection, the total number of cases has reached 779,017. Similarly, 641,565 infected persons have recovered from the disease so far. The Ministry of Health and Population, in a regular press briefing, informed that 2,197 infected persons recovered yesterday. Meanwhile, 615 new cases of the coronavirus were registered in the Kathmandu Valley yesterday. Of them, 421 were reported in Kathmandu, 108 in Lalitpur and 86 in Bhaktapur district. The number of active cases of coronavirus has increased to 27,755. According to the ministry, the Kathmandu Valley alone has 7,619 active cases. Meanwhile, 16 persons died of COVID-19 infections across the country yesterday. The ministry added, with this, the death toll from the virus has reached 9,695 in the country. And now the news from economic front. The Nepal Rashtra Bank has directed the concerned agencies to release the exchange rate from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day for the purpose of remittance exchange. Making some amendments to the Unified Directives 2076, the central bank has asked the bank and financial institutions and remittance companies to determine the exchange rate through the Foreign Exchange Dealers Associations of Nepal. The associations should send the exchange rate to the Foreign Exchange Management Department of the NRB every day, the central bank said. Likewise, the companies during remittance business should take membership of the all associations. Executive Director of NRB Ramu Podel said that such a directive was issued to make the remittance transactions more systematic. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back after the break. Now the international news. The Afghan government imposed a curfew across almost all of the country on Saturday in the attempt to stop the Taliban from invading cities. Aside from the capital Kabul and 2 other provinces, no movement will be allowed between 22 and 4 hours. Fighting between the Taliban and Afghan government forces has escalated over the past 2 months as international troops withdraw from the country. The militant group is estimated to have captured up to half of all territory. It has moved swiftly in the wake of the US withdrawal, retaking border crossing and other territory in rural areas. The Taliban, a fundamentalist Islamist militia who were pushed out of power by the US invasion nearly 20 years ago, has also seized key roles as it seeks to cut off supply routes. The Ministry of Defense of Afghanistan on Saturday claimed that the security forces have killed as many as 262 Taliban terrorists across various provinces in just 24 hours. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. China won the first gold medal of the Games, and host Japan claimed their first goal on a sweltering opening day of a Tokyo Olympics. Athletes complained about exhausting conditions given the combination of high temperatures and humidity, with several tennis players asking for matches to be moved to start later in the day. Cyclists in the men's road race in particular felt the strain, but Ecuador's Richard Carapaz managed to defy the conditions, convincingly winning his national second ever gold medal. China's traditional early dominance of the medal table endured, with Yang Qiang winning the first available gold in the women's 10-meter air rifle final. Gymnast Kohel Uchimura's bid to end his glittering Olympic career with glory at his home games ended prematurely after he failed to qualify for the final of the only event he entered. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Government struggles to expand Council of Ministers. Appointment of Health Ministers still uncertain amid pandemic. Nepali Congress defers lower level convention. The party says this will not affect the date of General Convention. COVID-19 infection increasing across the country. Number of active cases rises above 27,000. Curfew imposed in Afghanistan as Taliban militants advance. 262 Taliban terrorists killed in 24 hours. And Chinese shooter Yang claims first gold medal of Tokyo Olympics. Japanese players failed to qualify for finals. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.